Graham, you're in Northern Ireland today. Can you tell me what was your main message to today's business audience?
The main message was that if we understand how trust is built, then we can make better trust decisions. And business is fundamentally all about trust, about winning and maintaining the trust of customers, but also of regulators and also of investors. And so if we understand how something works, then we can manage it better. And what I was trying to get across to people was that there's actually 4 decades now of research on what trust is. And once we understand that, we can make better trust decisions.
And why is trust so relevant to sustainable businesses at this time?
Because without the trust of your customers, your investors and regulators and other stakeholders, there will be no business. When we choose whether or not we buy a product or a service, fundamentally we are making a decision about whether we think that organisation is more trustworthy than another. And so it is important to reflect on what the signals are about the trustworthiness of the organisation, the trustworthiness of its employees. If people understand how that works and how that manifests itself inside an organisation, in its culture, in its policies and practices, then we can avoid some of the scandals and crises of the past, and we can build more sustainable and more responsible businesses.
That's good for the likes of the big players in the business world. In Northern Ireland, we sit with an economy that is more than 95% SME.
Yeah.
So in their localities, trust can be a big issue, and they're connected to people on a very personal level.
Yeah.
If you could give one piece of advice to smaller businesses in Northern Ireland, what would that be?
My advice to small businesses in many ways will be similar to all businesses, because there is a universal dynamic. If we want to build somebody's trust in us, then what we have to do is we have to send out signals about, first of all, our competence, that we can do what the customer wants us to do. We have the skills and we have the knowledge, and so proving that to people. But then customers also want to know that we have their interests at heart, and so demonstrating to the customer that what you're offering is something that will be a benefit to the customer. And the final key characteristic really of trustworthiness is that we will act with integrity, that we will be honest and that we will be fair in our dealings. SMEs, just as much as small business, larger businesses, want to make a profit. That makes sense, but that you do so in a responsible way. And if you can display those 3 characteristics, the competence, the good motives and the integrity, then you'll have a sustainable and a responsible and an effective business.
Is it achievable? It
is absolutely achievable, yes. Very much so. Companies that understand what the customer wants and are able to deliver it in a sustainable, a responsible and a reliable way, they are demonstrating their trustworthiness. So again, if we know how it works, then we can build better and more trustworthy organisations.
Thank you.